Democratic town furious over migrant shelter opening in neighborhood. I'm laughing because this is what they voted for. Y'all leftists, y'all Democrats voted for this stuff. Y'all voted for open borders. Y'all voted for this stuff. And now that it's coming to your town, you have a problem with it. I have no empathy for y'all. Again, y'all voted for these policies. Y'all wanted this open borders, and now that it's on your doorstep, you got a problem with it all of a sudden. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. I got a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. All right, so let's talk about this news here. Now, this comes from Fox News's Michael Dorgan, and he reports that residents in New England, in a New England town, are fuming that they have not been consulted on plans to convert a former state prison into a taxpayer-funded migrant shelter for hundreds of people. So they're taking an old prison, and they want to put the illegal immigrants here. The state is refurbishing Norfolk, Massachusetts-based State Correctional Center, a former minimum security dorm-like facility to accommodate migrants and homeless individuals who are currently holed up at Boston Logan's International Airport and are on the wait list for an emergency shelter program. The facility is located on the grounds of Massachusetts Correctional Institution, MCI, a medium security prison. Norfolk has a population of about 11,500 and voted heavily in favor of President Joe Biden in 2020. Again, this is why I have no empathy for them. You know what the policies are. You know they have these open borders. You know they're bringing these people in, and you voted for them anyway. So you get what you vote for. The governor's office tells Fox News Digital it expects the shelter to be operational next month as a, quote, temporary safety net site for families experiencing homelessness. Families who will stay at the site will be subject to the 30-day engagement requirements and a monthly recertification process to demonstrate they are taking action towards getting work permits, jobs, and housing. So what are you gonna do if they don't renew that thing? You're not gonna do anything to them. Y'all not fooling anybody. But at a tense special select board meeting on Wednesday, about 300 residents gathered to raise alarm over the new facility opening in their town and blasted the state for keeping them in the dark about it. Oh, really? You really think your government cares about you? You were led to believe that the government is there for you. Well, y'all are getting a rude awakening. Y'all are really now finding out that Joe Biden and the Democrat Party don't care anything about you. They don't care anything about the American citizens. It's foreigners first when it comes to these leftists, to the Democrats, not Americans first. And y'all are learning that. Y'all are learning that the hard way. A resident said they want answers about the impact on schools, police, and emergency services, pointing out that municipal budgets are already stretched thin. Quote, let's face it, we don't want it here. We don't, resident John Simmons said, according to GBH. And it doesn't make us bad people. It doesn't make me not compassionate. It doesn't make me a bad father. Simmons was among a small group of people donning shirts and placards that read, "Save Suffolk, no shelter," the publication reports. But that's what they do. They try to make it like, oh, you don't care about the people, No, we have to take care of ourselves first before we can help any other group. I mean, our infrastructure is crumbling. Inflation is super high. Homeless among veterans is bad, and they're not being taken care of. And I mean, it's just, I can go on a long list of what's going on to our American citizens that is not being addressed right now because we're too busy taking care of foreigners. He blasted Governor Maura Healey, a Democrat who had left a climate change conference at the Vatican instead of engaging with her electorate. Again, she's in the Vatican. She's in Italy. Not dealing with her constituents because it's not about you, American citizen. It's about foreigners. So of course she's going to make that trip out to a conference to the Vatican and ignore what's going on in her own state. I mean, what you expect? I tried to tell you about these globalists. Oh my gosh, we try to warn these people. But Healy last summer declared a state of emergency over the surge of migrants into the state, and the Bay State has struggled to get a grip on the crisis. The state has previously said that it is obligated to cater to the migrants because of its 1983 sanctuary city law, which was passed to deal with the relatively small number of homeless families and pregnant women, although critics said the law does not apply to migrants who are not U.S. citizens. Of course it doesn't. So they take a law that was created to take care of American citizens that were struggling, and they applied that to people that broke into this country. In the 2020 presidential election, 4,100 Norfolk residents voted for President Joe Biden compared to 2,570 who voted for former President Trump. Massachusetts is a deep blue state, of course, with its 9 Congress members and 2 senators being Democrats. Select Board Chair Jim Lehan said he initially learned about the shelter plans via social media and was angry that the town did not receive prior notice. Again, they're not going to tell you because they don't want the uproar. Quote, it's their building, the states, and they don't need our permission to use it, but it would have been nice to partner at the front end to understand what the plans were, Lehan said, according to GBH. Again, they didn't want the uproar, so they try to keep it as quiet as possible so people won't stand up against it. And by the time people found out, it's already too late. It is unclear how many migrants will be sent to the facility, which was decommissioned in 2015. The state's emergency assistant director, Scott Rice, says the facility remains in good condition and has the space to accommodate around 140 families. In a statement to Fox News Digital, Rice said families there will have access to showers and bathrooms on each floor. The facility also has a cafeteria, gymnasium, a large common room, and offices that will be used for case management and administrative activities. Rice added that play areas for children will be set up along the classroom spaces for adults to learn English and to get job training. The site will be staffed 24/7 by contracted service. There we go, right here. They're going to be getting paid. This is where our tax dollars are going, to pay millions of dollars for this stuff. 24/7 by contracted service providers, and families will be provided with transportation on and off site. So now, and transportation. The razor wire on the fence surrounding the facility will be removed, and the gates will remain open so families will be free to exit and return as needed, the governor's office said. It's unclear how much the entire operation will cost the taxpayer. Millions of dollars. Healy's office says the administration will hold a community meeting prior to its opening in order to answer questions and connect with community members who want to provide sports, arts, and music programming for the children in the shelter. Again, millions of dollars going to be paid for this. And you might be able to air your grievances here, but it's not going to change anything. The administration says it has already met with local officials, including the Norfolk legislation delegation, the town administrator, members of the select board, as well as fire and police chiefs. At Wednesday's meeting, resident Lauren Vives said the shelter could bring a financial burden to the town. Of course it will, which has had 2 elementary schools, 1 ambulance, a small police and fire department, and no grocery stores. This is a small town, very small town. The proposition to increase our town's population by 4% overnight is preposterous, Viva said, according to GBH. She said that the plan shows a lack of respect for the town. Again, these globalists do not care about you. That's why I warned you about voting for them. They do not care about you. They do not care about your family. Nothing about their constituents. It's about pushing their globalist agenda. It goes on to say, I can't imagine the mom of young children and trying to find a better life, she said, according to GBH. It's just messed up. But let me know what y'all think about what's going on here. But do you think these people are having buyer's remorse with Joe Biden? You think they're going to end up voting for Trump possibly because they're actually seeing how detrimental Biden's policies are and how it's hurting normal average American families? Leave your comments down below, like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.